All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed your Juneteenth / Father's Day weekend. Umar Johnson had a lot of fun over the weekend, took a lot of pictures and had a lot of appearances. And of course, he went on a radio show to talk about FDMG and all the ills of the black community as usual. What did he have to say this time? Stay tuned. All right, everyone. Again, good morning, good evening, and good night wherever you are on the globe. You're here with your favorite YouTuber, the most laziest YouTuber of all time, okay? Welcome, everyone, to the Working Man Podcast here, where reality checks are free. Let me rewind that. My name is Nicholas J. Fury, here where reality checks are free, and this is, of course, the Working Man Podcast. Man, I be getting twisted sometimes. Man. So what's going on with everybody in the chat? Let me give some shout outs since y'all up in here early today. Thank you, everyone. All right, we got Sweet DJ in here. Plantation Tune Day. Catch a Freeman Johnson. Shout out to the Boondocks. Dr. Saban said he want to vote for all three. Well, I wish you could, brother. You know, I wish you could. All right. Saint Center, hey, Working Man in the chat. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Where you? Let me get a. Applause there. Thank you. All right. Sweet DJ also said happy Juneteenth and Father's Day. All the working men out there. Shout out to everyone, all the working men. And the dad and the fathers out there. Of course, that is your day. Shout out to the mods. All right, there we go. Now, again, hope everybody enjoyed their Father's Day / Juneteenth weekend. All right. We all celebrated the day that we found out down there in Galveston, Texas. The day that we found out, not the day we were free, but the day we found out that we were free. Okay. Down there in the great state of Tejas. Okay. And you can all do your history behind that. And of course, on Sunday, Father's Day, right? The day that I think doesn't get enough shine, but it is what it is. Hopefully all the fathers, the grandfathers, the stepfathers, the big brothers, the grandfathers, anybody else that's playing a fatherly or a role in a child's life that have influence, hopefully that you enjoyed yourself on that day. All right. Now, Umar Johnson was very active, if you will, on his social media, mainly Instagram. And we'll get to that here in just a second. As you see, I already have another live stream schedule where he went on a panel. This panel was actually before he went on his, Chittlin circuit over the Juneteenth weekend. And we're going to get into that next couple of days because he mentioned his daughters in there, and he also had another FDMG update in there. That was actually before this one, but we're going to get into that here shortly anyway. So again, hopefully you all had a good Monday so far. You having a good start to your week. And we're going to get right into it. Of course, before I do, let me get the housekeeping out of the way. If you have not done so already, if you're here Ninja watching, for all you 30,000 people in attendance, all right? If you haven't done so already, hit that like button. If you're a Ninja watching here in the chat, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, of course. To further contribute to the channel financially or monetarily, I would implore you to go down below or go to my homepage of YouTube and hit that join button to become a member of the Working Man Union, or become a member of the channel. Also, you can, of course, super chat. You can hit the Cashapp. All these links are down in the description box, I believe. And of course, if you watch on TV, the barcodes are up front right there. You can hit that barcode or that QR code, and you can monetarily donate to Ko-Fi or Cash App. By the way, Ko-Fi is also an alternate site, much like Cash App. You can also join my locals page. I have one of those as well. And my social medias are down there in the corner for X and Instagram. Hit both of those as well. All right. Now that we got all that housekeeping out of the way again, let me bring you to Umar Johnson's Instagram page. He was very active this weekend. Let's go here. Let me take the chat down real quick so you guys can see, get a better view. Let me go here. Take that down. All right. Dr. Umar Johnson, Ifatunde Ogun Tade, of course, the citizen of the Republic of Ghana, as we all can't forget. Let's look at all this stuff he was posting over the weekend. Top 5 podcasts. I don't know what's up with this top 5 podcast thing. We'll figure that out here shortly, I assume. So he's going to be in the Ivory Coast. He's going to be in Detroit. He's going to be back on the Chop by Tea podcast, The Source of Knowledge. He's going to be in the UK on, I guess, looks like in August or September, in Toronto, Canada, in Rwanda, back in Cincinnati, back in the UK on the 10/29. Okay, in October, he's going to be back in the UK, all over the place. Oh, yes, the Pan-African Fast next month. Okay, yep, got that. WDAS 105.3 FM. Okay, he's got another radio podcast. So you see all of his bookings, right? Let's go here. Of course, here we go, another one. He is the most influential, socially conscious voice for Black youth today, probably in our history. Where is it?
You sure about that?
Okay. All right. See what else he was up. He couldn't help but take pictures with the queens, of course. Let's get all his pictures he took with the queens. Here we go. Here's another one picture with the queens. Here goes another picture too with the queens. All right, of course, he got the hands. He always says he keeps his hands in a certain way so that way people don't misconstrue him as being too handsy, even though that's what he's doing or will do when the camera's not rolling. Let's go back here. Let's see what else he took. All right. Okay, he got the brothers in there. All right. Power fist, of course. Let's do it. All right. Let's see here. And of course, the people that he has around him right now, he said he had the Black Panthers as security. So these brothers you see around him with the combat boots on, the black fatigues and all that, that is Umar Johnson's security he had around him. All right, more pictures with the queens. All right. More pictures with the queens. More pictures with the queens. So on and so forth, right? All his nice outings. Of course, he took pictures with all of the ladies. You only get like 2 pictures with the fellas, and that's mainly his security team. Everybody else he took pictures with was either women or families, right? Look at all this. Okay, you got one brother in there. Okay, yep. More queens. Okay, we probably got to, no, I don't want to assume, but single mother maybe. That's his core base, right? Okay. He got another with a brother right here, but he got 2 women under his arm. Got that. Look at that. More queens. It's crazy. Every time he goes to a function, 95 to 98% of his pictures will be with all women because, again, this is his support base. These are the women that have the dream of having a school for their boys. Just like him and Valentine's Day, a school for your boys, all right? Happy Valentine's Day to all. Y'all got a busted building. Huh? Pictures everywhere. And this was actually kind of funny right here. Greetings, sir. Wish you the best. There's probably a photo there's a photo circulating of you with a bunny. Please confirm if this is real. Where is my sound effect? You said you should know me better than this African. I am disappointed in you. Man, sheesh. Okay. Okay, we got back in Dothan, Alabama. I mean, we're Dothan, man. It's in Alabama, which I mean, that's my state, but I mean, it is what it is. Okay. All right, we got more pictures with the queens. Let's see here. Where we go? Again, more pictures with the queens. More pictures with the queens. Now, before we get into the video at hand, y'all, I want to show y'all something. This is a video he took, and this was after the radio interview he did, right? Now, I'm gonna play this, and I want y'all to. Matter of fact, before we play this video, let me get to the poll. Why was Umar Johnson in that dirty bathroom? 35% of y'all said a new school scam. 30% of y'all said meeting the plug, and 35% said meeting that yellow alien. Where's my sound effect? I'm not on it today. Enemy spotted. Yeah, enemy spotted. Yep. Struggling single moms like gazelles to this predator. Yep. Unfortunately. Shout out to Mr. Kev G. Enemy spotted. Shout out to Mr. Kev G. Member of the channel. Can't help himself. Yep. Can't do it. Even if there's a man in the picture, never standing next to them, only females. Absolutely. That, again, that's his core base. He can't help but freaking be standing next to a fucking, what the hell? He can't help but be standing next to a queen every single time. All right, now, check this out, y'all. He took this video, he somehow recorded this video before he went on the radio show. I don't know what happened, but he was in the bathroom. I don't know what happened. But I want y'all to watch this. For y'all that haven't seen this, this is Mr. Ogun in some dirty bathroom after the radio show that he did in Dothan, Alabama. 20%.
Snap a picture of his place. Oh, yeah. And you're still taking selfies, too. Take a selfie. Oh, take pictures.
I mean, I ain't seen a bathroom this dirty since Full Metal Jacket. Enemy spotted. I mean, look at this. I mean, what's going on here with the sink, man? I mean, ain't enough freaking pond soil, whatever he had in the bandos to clean none of this up right here, man. You got faucets missing. I don't know what's going on in there. This bathroom.
Everything's good. A lot of good opportunities. You know Paul Neal, don't you?
Yeah.
So we're producing a new project now. Okay. And we got everybody on there. Wayne Smith on there. Everybody on there. Okay. So it's gonna be good.
Okay, maybe I was wrong. Let me look at because when he first posted this, he didn't have a caption. So we have a caption here now. It says Dr. Umar Johnson, live in Dothan, Alabama, original colored-only segregated bus station bathroom inside Carver Museum. When he first posted this, he didn't have a caption next to it. He just went live, like, I guess the this video is like, I don't know, maybe a minute long. And so people were speculating. So he cleared this up finally. So I give him credit for that. Enemy spotted. He was in a colored-only segregated bus station bathroom inside Carver Museum, Carver, Alabama. I would say live in Dothan, so he's at Carver Museum. So this apparently is the bathroom. So I'm not gonna talk down him for this because he was in the mat. Even though when he first posted it, it was like people were skeptical, like, what the hell is this? All right.
Initially, I met you at your church. Okay. When I think we had city halls. You remember when the kids got shot?
Yeah.
And then I think the next time I saw you was probably at the Uptown Museum. And we talked a little bit after that.
Yeah.
Because there was a jazz festival we were about to have in Miami. And I went. I wasn't going to go. I was going to Miami. But I wasn't going to the jazz festival.
Jazz in the Garden, I think it was.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, there you have it, y'all. Carver Museum, segregated bathroom. Okay, all right, I got all right, okay. But in any case, y'all ain't come here for this dirty ass bathroom. Y'all came here for the video, right? Y'all came for the radio show. So let me bring y'all on. Let me bring this on up in here. All right. Got this from the chat bar backs up. All right. Umar Johnson on the radio show in Dothan, Alabama. Speaking all things black community and FDMG. Y'all ready? I know I am. Fair use to Dr. Umar Johnson, his Instagram page, because this is where I got it from. Okay. It was right here on his page. So again, fair use to Dr. Umar Johnson. Let's get this to work.
Building with us this morning, first time. Dothan, Alabama. Some of you act like you don't know him. Some of you act like you don't want to know him. Some of you really, really glad to know him. And some of you are blessed to know him. Some of you getting educated by him. Some of you are looking at his educating and checking it out. Some of y'all are fact checking, and some of y'all are redirecting. Some of y'all are stealing this stuff. Some of y'all are adopting this stuff. Some of
Okay, so this man apparently has to do his best Umar Johnson bit and have a long-winded freaking introduction. You got some of y'all didn't, some of y'all didn't, some of y'all didn't. Oh, all right, whatever. Okay, all right.
us are just using this stuff, and you notice I changed it from y'all to us, because I always use this stuff. No other than the doctor himself decided.
Well, thank you, sir. I really appreciate that. Where's my?
I'm gracious, but I'm not content.
Thank you for supporting. Oh, Dr. Needy, how you doing? Hey, you some of them shorts, man. What's going on, Dr. Needy? How you doing? Glad you can make it. All right, let's continue.
Colleges of the universe, they got Uncle Sam, and we called ourselves, used to have Uncle Al, but now we got the doctor in the house. Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yes, sir. Peace and Pan-Africanism. Shout out to Dothan, Alabama. My first time ever, but it's kind of like a homecoming because my maternal grandfather is from Blakely, Georgia. So I'm a grandson of Blakely, but I've never been there. So I'm actually...
Umar Johnson, I would ask that you not disrespect Alabama by having us anywhere close to Georgia. Okay? No. Your fam being in Georgia has nothing to do with Alabama, yo. So please stop it.
Back home today.
Wow. So Dr. Johnson, let me start off by saying, first of all, I am very, very happy to see you in the building, in here with us.
Yes, sir.
I just took you in there briefly and told you who I was.
Yes,
A
sir.
lot of people call themselves brothers and this and that. And
Yes,
other.
sir.
But that is my half biological brother.
Wow.
Dr. Reverend Al Sharp.
Yes, sir.
And I remember a time when you and him had a conversation. He was in Atlanta. Killer Mike was there, and it was a very interesting conversation. It didn't get heated, but
Right.
it got warm.
Right.
To where everybody, I'll get you one in a minute. To where where everybody was really, really interested in what was going on, and you was trying to explain then that we can't continue to do business as usual.
Yes,
now,
sir.
Break that down.
Yes,
a lot of
sir.
people still stuck right there.
Yes, sir.
And now that the redistricting and the Supreme
Yes, sir.
Court and all that,
Yes, sir.
they're like, oh wow.
Yes, sir.
We are really, really black.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
I tell you, one of the biggest contradictions of the black struggle right now, we have failed to evolve our strategy based on our earning and income. In other words, you now have access to money that we did not have when we marched in the 60s. So that money could not be leveraged as much as it can today because we didn't have a $2 trillion black economy. Today you have a $2 trillion black economy. We're making Koreans billionaires in the hair care industry, right? We're making Asians billionaires in the car industry. We're making billionaires out of other cultures. But then when we say, let's finance our own revolution, we got to wait on reparations. But you don't have to wait.
Okay, now, should we wait on reparations for anything, really? I mean, I think it's clear that we're never going to get reparations. Okay, I think it's clear that the government is not going to allow that to happen for whatever reason. Okay, I mean, I'm not in the government. I'm not in the powers that be or the NWO, but I know that we are probably never going to get that. The reparations that we had or that we could have, finessed, even though other cultures have gotten the same thing, we're not going to get that. Okay, we're not the same. We can still take advantage of the power that we do have. I mean, Umar Johnson's not going to be the one to lead that charge, okay, even though he tossed a really good game. But again, this school has tarnished his reputation and his integrity to a level that is, I mean, the sole of your shoe is probably higher than his level of integrity right now. So there's that.
Reparations to make the Koreans billionaires. You don't have to wait on reparations to make the Anglo-Saxons billionaires. Why is it when it's...
We also must not forget when they asked Kamala Harris about this roundabout, thing about reparations, and we all must remember when she said, I'm not just going to do anything to help black people. That kind of came back to bite her a little bit, I believe. But again, that should tell you something, right? That should tell you something.
Time to serve ourselves, we need a handout. But when it's time to buy hair, Jordans, cars, take a cruise, go on a vacation, we don't need reparations for that. But when it's time to save black people, we need outside income.
When you mentioned reparations, one of the things that got me, and Brother Fuquan, I was looking at, I got an interesting video of somebody sitting, and it was one of the brothers, a very conscious brother. And he said, man, white people getting it now. White people waking up. And I'm like, white people waking up to what? He said, they waking up to our struggle. I said, okay, let me look at this video. And I looked at the video, and it was a white woman talking about how the reparations was given to the slave owners.
Yes.
But they were not given to the slaves.
That's correct.
And how now they want to give reparations to those that stormed the Capitol.
Yes.
But still got an unpaid debt to those of us that suffer.
Yes.
And how people are benefiting from those reparations that were given to the slave owners and passed on to generation to generation. Mm-hmm. So when you say that, it opens the door for people to start acknowledging and realizing that, hey, this been going on. This ain't nothing new.
Right.
Prophet Chittlin from Africa, excuse me, he used to tell me all the time, look at what's happening now and you see what happened in history.
I agree.
Look at what's happening now and you see what will continue.
I agree. I agree.
60 years later, we're still fighting the same fight.
Yes, sir.
So, Dr. Umar, you've been across this country. Mm-hmm. You have a very, very great educational program. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that program. How do we get involved? What can we do? You're going to be here in Dothan. Mm-hmm. People need to be at the Civic Center, right there, Dothan Civic Center, and come see you and be able to listen to your wisdom. But tell us how we get involved.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So as you said, I will be at the Dothan Civic Center today, speaking at 2 o'clock. The event is from noon until 6, but I'll be speaking at 2.
And you know what? It was crazy how, where is that? Where is that comment? It's crazy how Umar Johnson's always, talking about, like the last video I posted a few days ago over the weekend, he was like, well, it's activism over capitalism. But he's always wearing name brand stuff. Like the last video where he was wearing the new fresh Nikes, he was wearing the freaking creased up jeans with the dashiki. Y'all remember that video I did where he was promoting all those dashikis for that woman's business, and she got one in Africa location, I think one somewhere in on the eastern side of the United States of America. It's like, you want us to, and you keep talking about how we're $1 trillion people and how, we can do X, Y, Z with our dollar. But you're allowing people to give you all these expensive gifts, shoes, clothes, colognes, pictures and jerseys and, that freaking WWE belt you got. You didn't pay for that. Somebody bought you that too. So everything that you got was gifted to you, and all of it is name brand apparel and equipment. And every time your birthday comes around, hey, when the Queens, y'all gonna send me this, send me that. You know what I mean? You're always asking for this name brand stuff. Meanwhile, at the same time, in the same breath, you're telling people that it's activism over capitalism. I mean, it's hypocritical, isn't it? I mean, I think so.
Then after that, there'll be time for Q&A, also some photos, and I did bring a couple copies of my book, Black Parent Advocate. The Art of War for Dealing with America's Public and Charter Schools. Now, here.
By the way, I started a new poll since, we cleared that thing with the bathroom. Why does Umar take so many pics with women? 17% said he's protecting them. 67% said he's flirting with them, and 17% said it is consciousness over the cookies. Yes, it is consciousness over the cookies. I keep telling y'all that, right?
I keep telling you, consciousness over coochie. Politics over punani.
Punani. All right? And don't you ever forget it. By the way, if you are feeling on your heart to donate, if I'm entertaining some of you, at least one of y'all, be a good sport and hit the Cashapp or hit the super chat if you will. That I would greatly appreciate it. Join the channel membership and continue to participate in the poll and chop it up in the chat. Let's continue.
Here's the situation with the education piece. So the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, the school we built, it's done. It's ready. The problem is I got Negroes fighting me against getting the final building inspection.
Here we fucking go. Where is my sound effect? Now he's talking about ninjas fighting with him about the building inspection. And let's go back. Let's go back.
But I'll be speaking at 2, and then after that, there'll be time for Q&A, also some photos, and I did bring a couple copies of my book, Black Parent Advocate, The Art of War for Dealing with America's Public and Charter Schools. Now, here's the situation with the education piece. So the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, the school we built, it's done. It's ready.
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
For Q&A, also some photos, and I did bring a couple copies of my book, Black Parent Advocate, The Art of War for Dealing with America's Public and Charter Schools. Now, here's the situation with the education piece. So the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, the school we built, it's done. It's ready. The problem is I got Negroes fighting me against getting the final building inspection so we can get started. So the school.
Nick, you're stupid.
I agree. Speaking at 2 o'clock. The event is from noon until 6, but I'll be speaking at 2, and then after that, there'll be time for Q&A, also some photos, and I did bring a couple copies of my book, Black Parent Advocate, The Art of War for Dealing with America's Public and Charter Schools. Now, here's the situation with the education piece. So the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, the school we built, it's done. It's ready. The problem is I got Negroes fighting me against getting the final building inspection so we can get started. So the school ready, but we're dealing with that red tape right now because they don't want to give us the final building inspection, so we might got to get an attorney.
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
All right. So school is complete, y'all. School is finished. However, we have ninjas in the system down there in Wilmington, Delaware, that is holding him up from getting the certificate of occupancy. He keeps talking about this building inspection, and he might have to get this imaginary lawyer involved. All right, that is what's going on with the educational piece of my movement right now. Run back one more time so y'all can hear before we continue on with the rest of this. We hear that one more time. Let it simmer in your spirits. All right.
It's ready.
Hey, this been going on. This ain't nothing new.
Right.
Prophet Chittlin from Africa, excuse me, he used to tell me all the time, look at what's happening now and you see what happened in history.
I agree.
Look at what's happening now and you see what will continue.
I agree. I agree.
60 years later, we're still fighting the same fight.
Yes, sir.
So, Dr. Umar, you've been across this country. You have a very, very great educational program.
First of all, this ninja said he's got a great educational program.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Where? He has a great educational program. Has he ever showed it to you? Does he have this in some type of manual? Does he have this in some type of memorandum that he can show everybody this educational plan of his? This man, whoever this radio show host guy is here said he has a great educational plan. Where?
I agree.
Look at what's happening now and you see what will continue.
I agree. I agree.
60 years later, we're still fighting the same fight.
Yes, sir.
So, Dr. Umar, you've been across this country. You have a very, very great educational program. Tell us about that program. How do we get involved? What can we do? You're going to be here in Dothan. People need to be at the Civic Center, right there, Dothan Civic Center, come see you and be able to listen to your wisdom. But tell us how we get involved.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So as you said, I will be at the Dothan Civic Center today, speaking at 2 o'clock. The event is from noon until 6, but I'll be speaking at 2, and then after that, there'll be time for Q&A, also some photos, and I did bring a couple copies of my book, Black Parent Advocate, The Art of War for Dealing with America's Public and Charter Schools. Now, here's the situation with the education piece. So the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, the school we built, it's done. It's ready. The problem is I got Negroes fighting me against getting the final building inspection so we can get started. So the school ready, but we're dealing with that red tape right now because they don't want to give us the final building inspection, so we might got to get an attorney. Now,
Okay, so let's go to the land of make-believe, everyone. Before we continue on with this, okay, all right. It is now 2026, okay? Again, he purchased these buildings in 2019. Most people give Umar Johnson maybe a 1 to 2 year grace period to, get the school renovated, get a plan together, get, contractors and general contractors and all these people to get it together and get it, fully functional and furnished and decorated and all these other kind of things, right? All the systems renovated and inspected, okay? So let's say by 21, 22, he should be ready to operate, right? So he has been being sabotaged. Shout out to Mr. Genta. He's been sabotaged for the last, 4 years, 5 years? He's been sabotaged, right? And so every year there's been somebody from the building inspection company, somebody from the city of Wilmington, Delaware, that's been fighting him for this for the last 4 or 5 years, right? And this year it was a Jamaican ninja. The year before that, it was, what was it? It was the bank or something, maybe. Before that, it was the black contractors. The year before that, it was the AC units, and the year before that, it was something else, right? So this year, it was the Jamaican contractor, the Jamaican African contractor that's been fighting him since February. Because remember, on Valentine's Day, he said he was it's all done. He got a school for y'all boys. He's going to freaking on Tuesday because of a holiday on Monday, right? For celebrate y'all President's Day. So we're going to go on Tuesday. We're going to sign up for the certificate of occupancy. That was in February. And every month after that, it's been an excuse with this building inspector. Now it's June. Okay? Now, by the way, in the next live stream I'm going to do, he said that, you know what, if we can get it done at least by the end of the summer, then we can have classes in 2027. You hear me? He said that, by the way. But we're going to get into that on Thursday. Let's continue.
Now, when we look nationally at the miseducation system of facing black children, there's basically 6 stages that they use to miseducate our kids. You got miseducation, special education, psychiatric medication, juvenile incarceration, psychological frustration and alienation, premature extermination.
Man, he sounds like a pimp, I swear to God. So,
Nick, you're stupid.
You see how he captivates the listener, and he's captivating. He probably, the person that this interview has probably got all kind of glaze on freaking Umar right now. But you see how he was able to make all that rhyme, incarceration, emancipation, and what? Hold up, man. I know I done made it now. I know I done made it. Information, man. Hold up. Information, man. What? Information, man. Yo, I just finished watching your live stream this afternoon about what you did about Umar Johnson. I love your production value, man. I ain't trying to put a lot of glaze on, but I watch your channel all the time, man. Not just about Umar Johnson, but other stuff, because I love your production value. I love how you format your show, man. I thank you for being here, and I thank you for your super chat. Thank you for being here, brother. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. And tell the truth. That's right. Tell the truth. I love that sound effect too. Tell the truth. I love that sound effect. Thank you for being here, brother. But you see how he's able to make this rhyme, mass incarceration and miseducation and this da. And see how he makes it rhyme so that way it gets you captivated, like he knows what he's talking about because he's able to make all that rhyme simultaneously without even thinking about it. Almost like a pimp to where they make this stuff rhyme like a rapper and stuff, and it sounds good to you to where you're gonna keep listening to how he was able to put all that together. And it's all a show. It's all a show. Let me rewind it one more time so I can hear how we made that flow so effortlessly.
Facing black children, there's basically 6 stages that they use to miseducate our kids. You got miseducation, special education, psychiatric medication, juvenile incarceration, psychological frustration and alienation, premature extermination.
Man, see how he was able to do that? So if you didn't know Umar, if you didn't know who he was, if you didn't know about the school or all the stuff, you'd be like, man, wow. He was able to put that together just like that, man. He was able to just incarceration and extermination and determination and you're like, man, wow, dang. This brother must be smart. He was able to put that all just like that right off the top of the head. Just like, man, okay. Man. But see, y'all in the chat, y'all know what's going on, right? This is all, he probably somehow pre-planned this when he put all this together. You know what I mean? This is all for sure. This is all to make him seem a lot more smarter, intellectual than he really is. You know what I mean? Wow.
Call it the 6 cycles of death. There are too many black boys in Georgia in special ed, too many black boys in Georgia on dangerous psychiatric medication. They don't need Adderall, they don't need Strattera, they don't need Ritalin, they don't need Cycler. What they need is their daddies. ADHD is the replacement for the black father. We don't get ADHD until 1987. Why? That's the same decade they start mass incarcerating black males.
And here's the other thing that I just can't freaking get my head around. How he's always blaming, Enterprise Entertainment, what's good? Yo. I see you down, bro. I see you. Now, something I can't get my head around real quick, y'all, is how Umar Johnson always connects the struggle of the black family with ADHD medication and psychiatric diagnosis and things like that, right? 2 things can be true at the same time, all right? Maybe somehow we've misdiagnosed or overdiagnosed our children and family, maybe because therapy is good, okay? Then I'll take another way. Therapy is good if you need it, okay? Please take advantage of it. It's out there. And if you actually need medication, please take advantage of it. It is out there, okay? It would help you be a more level-headed, a more, well-rounded individual and a black individual, great. But he always somehow connects these drugs and these diagnoses with there's a lot of blame to go around when it comes to the disintegration of the black family, the black struggle. There's plenty of blame to go around. But somehow, because you're a therapist and because you've hung your hat on this for years, that is somehow the failure is somehow basically blaming the white man. It was the medication. It was, the diagnoses. Okay. It wasn't, the crack era. It wasn't certain laws that was enacted. It wasn't, over dependence on other type of movements throughout the society, it's always about medication. All the ADHD, ain't no daddy at home disorder. Well, Umar Johnson, he suffers from just that, doesn't he? How long was his father there? Right? He got put in a shout out to Enterprise Entertainment. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me go back here.
Donations.
That's right.
Donations.
Now, Umar Johnson's father, didn't he ship him off to camp? I would argue that Umar Johnson suffers from the exact diagnosis that he always rails against, and that is that ain't no daddy at home disorder. Umar Johnson suffers from that.
ADHD is not about psychiatric disability. ADHD is about the absenteeism of black fathers, and that's why I call it ain't no daddy at home disorder, ADHD.
So ain't no daddy at home disorder. You know, my wife started a program in about 10 years ago called ADHD is Not Me. She got zero tolerance, physical punishment out of the schools and corporal punishment out of the schools and all that. And really, really heightened what they call the 504s and IEPs.
Yes, sir. 504s are good.
Yeah. And you'll meet her when we get over there to the Civic Center. And she started that because of our son that was going through it, and she started to see how they were treating him, how they were secluding him and all this kind of stuff. She's like, oh no, we're not going for that. And so she put an end to that corporate punishment stuff. But my question to you, what mostly affected you to get you in the Black Power movement?
You know, brother, it's interesting. When my parents divorced, we were living in Jacksonville, North Carolina. My father was in the Marine Corps. When my parents divorced and we returned to North Philadelphia, it just so happened that the elementary school in my neighborhood had a Black history class. It wasn't district-wide, it was only that school. I got lucky. So 4th and 5th grade was my introduction to Black consciousness. It was also my introduction to public speaking because there was a public speaking contest. So I won first place both years, and that was it. I've been Black consciousness since 4th grade, brother. Yes, sir. I wasn't raised in it. You know, I'm related to Frederick Douglass on my father's side.
Here we go with this. Wait a minute.
Nick, you're stupid.
Here we goes again. This whole related to Frederick Douglass bit. Here we go. Let's rewind it one more time. That's right. Yeah. Pow. Yeah, let's go.
Consciousness. It was also my introduction to public speaking because there was a public speaking contest. So I won first place both years, and that was it. I've been Black consciousness since 4th grade, brother. Yes, sir. I wasn't raised in it. You know, I'm related to Frederick Douglass on my father's side, you know, but I wasn't particularly raised with Black consciousness. You know, my mother, Baptist Christianity. My father was Sunni Orthodox, and then he became Shia Orthodox Islam. So there was nothing uniquely conscious about my upbringing. So I think I was born to do it. I think I was born to do it.
It's just innate. Let me ask you this. What is the biggest misconception? I've never heard a few. But what do you think?
Wait, give me the one you heard, Elder.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, Nick. What is the biggest misconception about Dr. Umar?
The biggest, it's a couple of them. Number one, that I'm not serious about this work. Because, you know, I joke sometimes because sometimes you gotta feed a baby food.
That's right.
So I'll make it comical occasionally, Elder, just to get their attention.
Occasionally? You mean consistently, you mean? Shout out to Enterprise Entertainment. Where is it?
I'm gracious, but I'm not content.
So Ninja, stop lying. He likes to breathe and snorts. He lies like he breathes and snorts. Yes, he does. He's lying right now talking about him related to Frederick Douglass. Again, this has been debunked several times. Before I started covering Umar, it's been covered several times that he is not related to Frederick Douglass. Okay? But he keeps bringing this on here.
Because you got to be able to relate. Because the truth is so strong, some people don't want to hear it if it's too strong. Then it, you know, I'm related to Frederick Douglass on my father's side, you know, but
he's related to Frederick Douglass on his father's side. Man. He's related to Frederick Douglass on his father's side, y'all. Yeah, still rolling with it, though. Still rolling with the lie.
You know, I'm related to Frederick Douglass on my father's side, you know, but I wasn't particularly raised with Black consciousness. You know, my mother, Baptist Christianity. My father was Sunni Orthodox, and then he became Shia Orthodox Islam. So there was nothing uniquely conscious about my upbringing. So I think I was born to do it. I think I was born to do it.
It's innate. Let me ask you this. What is the biggest misconception? I've never heard a few. But what do you think?
Wait, give me the one you heard, Elder.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, Nick. What is the biggest misconception about Dr. Umar?
The biggest, it's a couple of them. Number one, that I'm not serious about this work. Because, you know, I joke sometimes because sometimes you gotta feed a baby food.
That's right.
So I'll make it comical occasionally, Elder, just to get their attention.
Making it comical occasionally. Umar, you are a walking meme. You don't find it suspicious. I had an ADHD moment, higher to self-development, whatever the hell he always says. Consciousness over cookies, Politics over Punani. What else? Black Queens Forever, Snow Bunnies Never. Y'all stop me when he's serious about something besides promoting FDMG, right? Everything he says is in a joking manner or made to sound, sweet to the tongue, if you will. You see what I mean? Just like the rhyming he did in the beginning. Where is it serious? Huh? Besides a whole bunch of statistics and old history that you can recite off the top of the dome. Hell, my mom can recite freaking Bible verses. That'll mean, that it's rehearsed. It's like muscle memory. What's new, Umar? Are you really, really serious? No rice, the whole bunch. Yeah, no rice, but no ice, no rice, no spice, no salsa. Yeah, stuff that you said so many times. I know by heart. Hit the PayPal phone number 215-989-9858. This stuff you say all the time is muscle memory now. Because are you really serious about anything besides this? Everything you've done is to promote FDMG.
You got to be able to relate. Because the truth is so strong, some people don't want to hear it if it's too strong, right? So I think sometimes.
Yeah, I beg your pardon. Most of the videos I do, I can insert a Umar Johnson meme into somewhere because he said something that's relevant somewhere. I can freaking put a freaking insert a Umar Johnson meme in there, right? Huh?
People don't think I'm as serious as I am about the work. Number two, on the relationship side, I think people think I like being single and unmarried.
That's what
and it's not. When I first blew up, I'm going to just be honest with you. When I first blew up, I had a little bit of womanizing. Yeah. Because.
Here we go again.
Here we go again. Ain't no fucking way.
When he first blew up, he says, when I first blew up, I did a little bit of womanizing. How much womanizing do y'all think he's doing now, chat? How much womanizing do you think he's doing now? Do you think he's done womanizing? We went through his Instagram page that he was taking pictures over the weekend with his Juneteenth celebrations. How many pictures did he take with women? And how many pictures did he take with men? But he says that in the beginning, when I first blew up, I was womanizing. Okay, well, let's see here. The conscious stripper. Let's see here. What else? The one young lady recently that was talking about, I had pictures of his inside his apartment. It was talking about his mom. Who else? Zora, the woman cleaning the backboard. Who else? Every woman that you've had, every problem that you've had throughout your career, you have the woman, your daughters. Who else? The individual named Nameless that made your movie. But you're done womanizing, right? Every scandal you've had with another woman. And most of them have been with women that you were involved with. Huh? Okay, but you're done now.
I went from.
Only in the beginning though, right?
When I first blew up, I'm going to just be honest with you. When I first blew up, I had a little bit of womanizing.
That's what
and it's not. When I first blew up, I'm going to just be honest with you. When I first blew up, I had a little bit of womanizing. When I first blew up, I'm going to just be honest with you. When I first blew up, I had a little bit of womanizing.
Yeah, a little bit of womanizing. Shout out to Enterprise Entertainment one more again.
I'm gracious, but I'm not content.
You know what? I'm gonna have to get some more information about that story because I heard bits and pieces about that. But yeah, yeah. Okay. We can't forget that either. No, we can't. Let's run that back one more time.
Because I had a little bit of womanizing. I had a little bit of womanizing. People think I like being single and unmarried.
That's what I heard.
You know?
Let me talk about that too, by the way. He said that people think that he enjoys being single, doesn't want to get married. How many people has he gone? How many women has he run across and been intimate with and been involved with where he couldn't have gotten married or very least had a steady woman in his life? By the way, doesn't he have 2 daughters? Allegedly 3. I don't know. Of course, people like Lennon Information Man have reported that he has 3, maybe even 4 children. I've heard of 2, maybe 3. But you didn't want to marry those women? No? But you say you don't enjoy being single and not being married. Okay, all right. Check it on this poll real quick. Why does Umar Johnson take so many pictures with women? 9% say he's protecting them. 77% said he's flirting with them. And 14% said that is consciousness over cookies.
I keep telling you, consciousness over coochie, politics over punani.
Okay, all right. Man, this is...
And it's not... Sometimes people don't think I'm as serious as I am about the work. Number 2, on the relationship side, I think people think I like being single and unmarried.
That's what I heard.
You know, and it's not. When I first blew up, I'm going to just be honest with you. When I first blew up, I had a little bit of womanizing.
Yeah.
Because I went from being the Pennsylvania Pan-Africanist to the intercontinental, right?
Right.
But for the last 10 to 15 years, I've been focused. And I do want to get married, Bob, but the problem is the celebrity of who I am drowns out the activism of who I am.
Okay, so the celebrity that he is drowns out the activism. Okay, all right. Now, Umar Johnson has 1.2 million followers on Instagram. I don't know how many he has on Facebook. He doesn't have a YouTube page. I don't see him on like Threads or X or any other platforms. So he's really based to Instagram and Facebook. Okay. Now, what activism, y'all let me know down in the chat, what type of activism does Umar Johnson engage in or participate in besides lectures, speaking engagements, promoting a book that has no sources, and FDMG? What type of activism does he engage in besides that? Oh, also taking over the microphone when he's at these protests, right? When we talking about the Queen Mother, he wanted to do his little freaking Frederick Douglass quote at the end. He's good at taking over the microphone. Remember he lost his voice that one time? He was talking so much, he didn't want to get that. He didn't want to get that CIA water. He didn't want that. Remember that? So what type of activism has he engaged in that is that we can speak of besides the celebrity of Umar Johnson? Because make no mistake, he's a hood celebrity of sorts, right? People like Shannon Sharp know who he is. Umar Johnson's run afoul of, the comedian guy, forgot his name, but, they made a skit about him on Saturday Night Live. So people know of Umar Johnson. So he has a bit of celebrity of sorts, I guess we can say that. But what type of activism has he engaged in, right? Besides, these park bench rants that he does where he's talking about, the black community. He recently went on the It's Up There podcast and he went viral for talking about the Austin Metcalf case and stuff like that. But again, this is spectacle. This is not real activism. I give my opinion about this stuff on here. Maybe y'all listen, maybe y'all won't. But is that actual work? I don't know.
So a lot of times the women I attract, they're coming to me.
That's the video I hung up. It's going to come back, y'all. It's going to come back. Just give it a few seconds.
seen with you for the photo ops. You see that? So it's a struggle because they don't make the sisters how they made them back then. Don't get me wrong, we got good black women, but the revolutionary queens, that Winnie Mandela energy, they don't make them like that no more.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hold up.
So you're not getting married now because these women don't have that Winnie Mandela energy. Because you haven't met a woman that was an activist like yourself. Again, how many speaking engagements have you been to? How many events have you been to? How many protests have you been to? How many women have you taken pictures with? You mean to tell me you haven't run afoul of any woman out there that is much of an activist as you? Are you serious? The women that you impregnated, they weren't they weren't on some type of activism, energy or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They weren't like that. No. Okay. So what about the conscious stripper? Was she conscious enough? No. What about your baby mamas? What about I keep forgetting her name. The basketball backboard lady. She wasn't, but she was married with a baby, but she wasn't conscious enough. What about the women that you've had in your house? What about, dang, I just drew a blank. I just drew a freaking blank. We all know what I'm talking about. Freaking, what's her name? Right? With the glass, I keep forgetting her name, but she wasn't conscious enough for you? No? Y'all put me in the chat what her name is. I forgot what her name is. I don't mean to forget her name. But she wasn't conscious enough? No? That you could have, somehow got her up under the fold of Umar Johnson? No? Okay. Yeah, no, Throker, but what's her actual name? I don't want to call her Throker. I don't want to disrespect, but I know she said that, but what was her name, though? I forgot. I forgot. Y'all let me know.
So it's kind of hard to find that when you meet. You know what I mean?
I got to admit,
Suki. Y'all couldn't bring Suki. You couldn't bring Suki in the fall? Wait a minute. You can bring Suki in there? Lene, yeah, she wasn't conscious enough. What about Suki? Suki now she's going on freaking podcast now. She wearing kufis and stuff and all that. You couldn't, Lene, yes. So none of these women you couldn't have got to marry you. None of these women have that Winnie Mandela energy. None of them. Lies, I tell you, lies. Yeah, like the man said, but they was conscious enough to sleep with, right? But you was able to woo them with this conscious game to get them in the bed, right? That they're gonna be your supporters, they're gonna be like your secretary, they're gonna be the first lady of consciousness, huh? And then you sleep with them, and somehow it breaks down. What about the woman that No, I'm not even gonna go there. Let's continue.
I went to the feds, all kind of stuff.
Yes, sir.
We was just talking about earlier, and my wife, that you feel me, she held it down.
I got you.
And
I
kept
got you.
everything increased.
I got you.
Virtuous woman.
But see, y'all old school though.
But she's not.
Ah.
She's 43. She's
Okay.
But she was raised in Seattle.
Okay. I've been to see
So
it.
it's a different, it's a
I got
different kind of mindset than what we have here in the South.
Okay.
No pun intended.
I got you.
But just facts and truth.
I got you.
When we look at Dr. Umar Johnson, we look at the Frederick Douglass School, we look at what you're doing and what you have been doing across this country. What is one of the biggest things that people miss about you? And I know that's celebrity status like with me.
Yeah, what about Tiff the Griff? Well, I mean, because she has a YouTube page called, I think it's called, well, y'all can find it, I'm sure. But yeah, and she was one of your biggest supporters. I don't know if she still is or not, if they're still in contact, but you couldn't get her under the fold? No? So all these women that you've been in contact with, Umar, that you've ran across in these events, that you've actually been personally connected with in some sort of way in the past, none of these women you can get to be conscious enough to be your woman but they was conscious enough to get yo Shango.
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
So it was conscious enough for the Shango, but they weren't conscious enough to jump the broom with you. Okay.
I give you one.
People don't want to hear me sometimes.
Yes, sir.
That irritates. Oh my God, that irks me.
Yes, sir.
Just let me finish what I'm saying.
Yes,
and
sir.
See what I'm talking about. What is one of the things with you?
It might be a lot of people assume, black and non-black, that I hate you if you're not black. You follow me? Like I get white people stop me at the airport and they be like, why do you hate us? You never heard me say I hate you.
Right.
I love my people. The problem is white nationalists tend to hate black people. So when people hear black nationalism, they think it's the reverse. It's not, because we are not a hateful people.
Well, I want to know who gave the term nationalists anyway, because I mean, what's good for the goose, good for the gander, right? If you call somebody a white nationalist and then you call somebody a black nationalist, isn't that by definition the same thing? Or does it only mean that when you talk about them, but it doesn't mean it when you talk about this? I mean, I don't know. By the way, no, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to get some CIA water, so I'm sorry, but hopefully I don't kill over here next night, 5 or 10 minutes, but I had to give some CIA water. But yeah, so you're a black nationalist, but it doesn't mean the same thing. But okay, I guess. Just got off from work. Don't worry. The replay gang again. If you're on the replay gang, of course, if you're just not joining, matter of fact, if you're just not joining me, we are talking about Umar Johnson. He went on a radio show in Dothan, Alabama, okay? And he was talking about FDMG. He was talking about his past with women. He's talking about the black community and capitalism and all these kind of wonderful, great things that he always talks about. I got a poll going here, y'all, if you're just not joining me. Let's check in on the poll. Why does Umar Johnson take so many pics with women? 7% said he's protecting them. 77% said he's flirting with them, and 16% said his conscience over cookies. Please participate in the chat for all of you 108,000 people in attendance in the box. Thank you very much for your viewership and all of your participation so far. Okay? And if you feel it on your heart, hit the super chat, hit the Cash App, join the channel membership if you would, please. That would be greatly appreciated. Let's get back to the work.
Black nationalism is pride and power. It has nothing to do with rejecting anyone. But you can't find a white nationalist organization that does not hate black people. So they assume when they hear nationalism from us, and of course I'm a Pan-African nationalist, they assume I hate you. And when I talk about the snow bunny crisis, that interracial, we got this, this interracial nightmare, right? So the white women think I hate them. I'm like, it's not about you. It's about saving the black family. If only 25% of black women are getting married, we can't go out the community if we want black boys to have role models. If they don't see black on black love, why would they emulate it? If they don't see black on black love, why would they emulate it? And now what they...
If they don't see black on black love, why would they emulate it? That's a good question, Dr. Umar. Now, my question to you is, for somebody that's always screaming, Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. For somebody that is always talking down on interracial relationships in the black community. For somebody that's always talking about he doesn't want no rice, no ice, no sand, no ice, no rice, no sand, no salsa. He says it all the time. Okay? You also have 2 daughters of your own, 2 black queens that you should be raising and protecting, and if you want to, raise up in the lifestyle of consciousness. Why do you not have a woman on your arm that you yourself can be an example for other black men to emulate? That why do you not have a black woman on your arm? You promote black on black love so much, yet you don't have a black woman on your arm to promote said relationships. But you're always talking about it. You're always talking about it. You talk down on interracial relationships so much. You are not married to any black woman. Since I've been watching you since what, 1918, I've been watching you, right? I haven't seen you with a steady woman ever. And I'm willing to bet if I asked the people that's been covering you, Lennon, KKC, all everybody else has been doing this for so long, Information Man, whoever, when have you had a steady woman on your arm that you can say, okay, this is my woman, right? You do not promote the relationships that you are not an example of the relationship that you promote on a daily basis. And to me, that is one of the most hypocritical messages that Umar Johnson promotes, that I don't want black men or black women to be with any other race other than black, and that black love is real and it's great. And it is, but you don't exude that example. And it's diabolical.
And Baba, they're saying if black men keep having babies with white women, by 2050, most black Americans will be mixed race black, and they will not identify as black. Do you know what that means? There won't be no more reparations talk in 25 years if we don't stop bunny hopping.
Umar Johnson, newsflash, the reparations talk is over. Okay? We ain't getting it, Umar. I'm sorry to tell you, man. I mean, if you're in the chat and you're, an activist like Umar, a real activist, I would assume, maybe you still have hope of that. I do not personally, okay? And here's the other thing. Again, he's talking about, well, if we all keep mixing races, then eventually, the white community saying the same thing. The white community saying this, every other community saying the same thing. And guess what? Every other race is mixing as well. Some races, they have low birth rates. You see, in some of these Asian countries, they're actually paying people to have children because first they put a cap on it, and then that ended up being detrimental then because they stopped for too long, and now their numbers are going down. So now they're paying women to have babies so that numbers can go back up. And of course, the white community is scared of the same thing, that if they keep interracial mixing, guess what? There won't be no black or white no more. It'll be all mixed. And we have small numbers in the white community. But the white community is worried about the same thing you're worried about, Dr. Umar. But again, I go back to the original premise that you do not have the example to lead the charge to have black men and black women stay within their race. If you were with a woman, you could lead this charge. Say, you know what, black man, hey, black woman, so-and-so's with me. We're black. I have black children. I've never the woman I'm with, she never dated outside her race. I've never dated outside my race. We got black children. We're in a black household. Because guess what? The first institution that should be protecting the black community is the black family. You don't protect that institution, but you want to build an institution, this fake-ass institution, that's the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy. But the first institution that you should be building is the black family, which is the foundation of a lot of problems in the black community. You have yet to make that institution, which is way more important than FDMG.
And you will not only have mulattoes, you will have mulattoes. And we won't go there now.
I feel you.
What do you feel, Dr. Umar, is the role of faith leaders in the church and all right now at this time, especially in your expertise when it comes to education?
And I was told I was going to meet a few of these faith-based leaders today, but I'm going to tell you this, Baba, I'm very disappointed in the black church. I'm disappointed in the black church in the North. I'm disappointed in the black church in the South. Because if we go back to the days of slavery, Reconstruction, civil rights, the black church was the Walmart of the black community. And what I mean by that, we buried our dead through the church. We got our jobs through the church. We fought the Klan through the church. We took on police brutality to the church. The church has built our first schools. The church has built some of our first hospitals. What services, what institutions, what systems are the black churches building for black people today?
What service are you providing the black community, Umar? You out there telling you telling everybody that, you know what, the community programs would be off the hook at FDMG, right? You bought some floors, you got desks, You got an AC up in there, which I don't know if it works or doesn't. You put new doors on. You got some cameras. I don't know if they work or not. What service are you providing besides giving people information that is most likely outdated? You go to every state giving people advice on their children and their education, miseducation. You're not even in the field to be giving out current. I assume, and most people assume, that you're giving this information from outdated sources, from when you first graduated from your class or whatever you went through as a psychiatrist or as a therapist. You're telling people how to navigate. I mean,
are captivated by this notion of separation of church and state, not realizing that the First Amendment.
Okay, hold on, wait a second. Dang, working man, my first time here. Let me get back to work and quit fooling around here. I'll be listening though. I just well, thank you very, very much. Where is it? Thank you. Salute to you. Appreciate that. Let's continue with the work.
Of the Constitution is inclusion of the center.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
I agree. But they got enough revenue, Baba. Build your own. Here's my thing. If a black church don't have a bank where their members are required to deposit their earnings so they can take the interest of those deposits and build schools, hospitals, supermarkets, banks, distribution, and manufacturing, if you don't have a black bank and your church got at least 500 members, you're a fraud. If you don't have a school for black children and you got at least 500 members, you're a fraud.
Whoa. Umar Johnson. Wait a minute. If you got a church, you got these 500 members without a school, you're a fraud. Do you have a school, Umar Johnson? Matter of fact, you're talking about how these churches make all this money and all this kind of stuff. And we all know that the 501c3 that the churches have is the same rule, the same tax bracket that Umar Johnson is under with FDMG, right? So they're making money off of their church. Is Umar Johnson not making money with FDMG? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So they're frauds, but you're not, because you're building an institution. You got FDMG. And they have church members, they have community events, they have community programs. They're helping somebody in the community, I'm sure. Now, you could argue how much help they are because, how some of these churches are inside impoverished communities. So I will leave you, the viewer, to delegate that or to discuss that, because I have my feelings about that too. However, Umar Johnson, the pot calling kettle black, what are they providing to the community? What do you provide to the community, Umar?
And if you don't have a farm growing food, because so many of our people live in food deserts, Baba, the average black person got to travel 10 miles to get real food. So if you're not growing real food, if you don't have a bank to invest in the people, and if you don't have a school to teach the children, that black church is fraudulent.
Okay, I'm sorry, my bad. Umar Johnson has a garden outside of FDMG that he's going to grow herbs and things where, you can go to mama, you can knock that flu right on out, right? What he said in that press conference, that you can get some cayenne pepper and some herbs, and you can knock mama flu right on out, huh? Yeah. Not that the father that would be there that could do that, because when you speak on the institution of FDMG, you automatically speak on a single mother household. So you're saying that the son or the daughter can go out there and get these herbs from FDMG and go, help their loved one out of being sick. You have a garden out there next to that dusty ass red, black, and green rock that you're gonna, help the community, right? You can have a bank inside of FDMG. You can have a room where people can go if they're bored with their spouse and they can watch TV, right? Next to the paddle room, right? You can have a community center where they can have parties and weddings and kind of things inside FDMG. Yeah. But the churches are frauds, right?
So two more things.
How are you doing God's work if you're comfortable with your people living in hell?
Living in hell. Now, two things. One is if you could redesign, restructure what we have now, special education and economics.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What would you do? And then the last thing I want to talk to you about is the school to prison pipeline. So
Yes, sir. Let's say I was the Secretary of Education. If I can restructure, first of all black children would have black teachers. Because that doesn't mean a white teacher can't teach. I'm not saying that. But you can't teach them how to survive racism. And you can't teach them what it means to be black. See, when white people hear us say white people shouldn't teach black children, they say, well, I can teach them how to read, write, and count. That's not what we're talking about. Can you teach them to navigate your bigotry? Can you teach them what it means to be black? When Philadelphia became the first city with a mandatory African-American studies course, Baba, I didn't support it. And a lot of the scholars said, why are you against black history in the public schools? Isn't that a contradiction? I said, no. Why do I want a white woman to teach my daughter Harriet Tubman? Why do I want a white man to teach my son Malcolm X? If you give white people the power of historical interpretation, they will teach your child who they are from a white perspective and make them hate being black even more than they did before the course started.
This is ridiculous to me. I get it. I get the point of, not really, but okay, you don't want a white teacher teaching a black child. Okay, your preference. However, saying that this white teacher can't teach black history, something that's already passed, it's right out of the book, right? So there's no kind of interpretation or whatever, right? You read out the book. Dr. Martin Luther King did this, Malcolm X did this, historical references or how they feel about it. Okay, I can get Umar Johnson to go in there and put a whole bunch of sauce on it and say that they were this great person, that they did this and that and all this kind of stuff. What? They can't teach black history? Now, if you want to go through the details of it and stuff like that, maybe you want to get somebody that's a little more expert, experienced, stuff like that. But just in general, anybody can teach black history. How I was taught it in school, Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. It was a standard every time. I get it. Yep. Here's the other thing. Why is a child learning racism so young? Right? This is one of the other problems, right? Because in my opinion, racism isn't, bred. Racism is not in the DNA, right? It's taught. So you're basically going to teach these black kids how to hate white folks. Basically, that's what I see. That's what I see it. So these kids are going to go through all their schooling. They're not going to see one white person unless it's on the street. But in the school, it's going to be all black. See, there's another thing about, all black school stuff. Ridiculous.
You never let somebody else teach your children who they are. See, there's some things, Baba, we got to do for ourselves. There's some things we got to fight the white man to do for us. But the teaching of history is clearly something we should be doing ourselves.
And then the school to prison pipeline.
It runs through special ed. One of my messages today in Dothan, Alabama, stop getting our children evaluated for special ed, Baba, unless you think something wrong with them. And nobody under 7 should be getting tested unless it's speech, brain injury, orthopedic impairment. A reading disability at 5 years old, Baba, you can't prove that. I've been a school psychologist for 25 years. I cannot prove that child has a reading disability at 5, a math disability at 6. What he really got is a lazy disability, Baba. You're not making him try. He's not reading, no practice, no homework. You know what the problem is? Too many black men are letting our sons grow up thinking they're going to be an NFL superstar, NBA superstar, or rapper.
Umar Johnson. See, you know what? Now, okay. Now it's black men's fault that we're teaching our young boys that they're going to be athletes and entertainers. I push back against that heavily. I would argue that, you know what? A lot of black men, black fathers aren't promoting that to their children. Now, for me, sports is good to build, so they can learn cohesion, so they can learn, teamwork and things like that. But to say that we're promoting these children to go be athletes, I reject that. I reject that. No. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of black men in the chat, they got children. They didn't say, oh, well, hey, son, you're going to be a basketball player when you grow up. Hey, son, you're going to go to NFL. unless that child had some type of athletic ability that they were able to hone when they were younger. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, well, the same way if your child was an engineer or they like math or stuff like that, okay, you know what? You find something they're good at right there in the beginning and you cultivate that, right? You see your son likes playing with the ball, he likes running with the football, he likes bouncing the ball everywhere. Okay, you know what? I maybe can turn this into something, right? Or maybe your child's good at math. And so you know what? This can be an engineer, he can be a doctor, he can be a businessman. If your son went to play sports, it's probably because your parents saw some. See, this is a stereotype that every child's gonna go to the NFL and the freaking. No, see that's the media, but black fathers don't do that. No, stop it.
So they don't have to try. I'm gonna be a millionaire with my talent. I don't have to do well in school. And black mothers are guilty too, Bobby, because now they are prioritizing football practice over reading recovery. I have mothers tell me, Dr. Umar, he can't do tutoring because he's in the AAU and they travel to play their game. AAU, only 1% of high school athletes will go professional, Bobby. 1%. So your son being in the AAU with 1% athletes going pro, he's more likely to be struck by lightning than to go Division I. What are you doing? And the problem is this, Baba. What are our girls going to do? Because when I look at the high school girls, they got their businesses, LLC.
Shout out to Enterprise Entertainment. Where is it?
I better get some more and some more and some more and some more.
He talks all this black ED, but 6 degrees from what? I mean, a lot of stuff that Umar Johnson talks is black stereotype. You know what I mean? I reject a lot of stuff he's talking about. And by the way, now he's gonna big up the black women while he's talking down. He's gonna big up black women while talking back down on. That's what it sounds like he's going. I'm not sure, but he's talking about how the females got the degrees, but the boys are going to the NFL and stuff like that. So we're breeding the boys to be athletes, but we're breeding the girls to be in corporate America. And again, this is indicting the black father. This is indicting the black household. Umar Johnson, what is your daughter right now? Where is she? What is she? All of them. What are they right now? Have you done your part to make sure that your daughters grow to be upstanding individuals in society, that they're successful in their own rights? No, you haven't. And you are a failure as a parent in large part because of how you did your children. But you have the audacity to tell us, black men, black fathers, and black mothers, how to raise our kids. And you still have a chance to save your children. They still are looking for this. They're talking down to you right now, but if you showed them love, they would show it back. Right? They just want their dad. They know he's out there. They know he's talking all this stuff, all this black power shit, but your daughters are in the hospital. They're getting into altercations. They're talking about possibly doing harm to themselves and things like that. But you out here saying that you don't want black men and black women dating outside their race, right? You talking about how people raising their children. How'd you raise yours? Huh?
They studying real estate at 14, 15, 16, getting their scholarships, getting ready to go to college. So when I look at the girls, a lot of them doing all right. I look at the boys, we got a basketball, football, and rap. So when she turned 30, Bobby, and she need a husband, he's not even there. He's not even there. She will have.
And you talking about this whole they out to getting degree. No, Umar, how about you tell the black women out there or the daughters that, you know what, let's get you into something that's gonna be profitable because you know what's going on to go along with all this education that the black women are getting? They're getting the student loan debt, right? And some of these women out there saying, I got this degree now, I can't even use it in the workforce no more because AI's taking this job, or, I can't get over here because now it's full, right? How about you teach the girl? How about you teach the ladies that, you know what, let's look at the field that you want to get into and see if it's saturated. So that way you don't get a degree in a field that you can't get a job in. So now you're paying for paper. Now you're paying for paper that you can't use in this degree. Huh? By the way, shout out to Mikish.
I better get some more and some more and some more and some more.
Yeah. Shout out to you $5 for support. Appreciate that, brother. Mr. Kev G. Oh my God. Woo. He says that $125,000 in debt with an English major. God damn. Woo-wee. Are you saying that you got that student loan debt? Or are you just saying that as an example? That's true. Oh my God. Ugh.
To marry a wanted-to-be rapper, a wannabe football player, a wannabe basketball player. So we are not giving our women suitable mates socio-economically because we got our boys living in a pie in the sky dream.
Dr. Umar Johnson in the house.
Pie in the sky.
I'm going to give him my last question because we got to get over here to the Civic Center. And I dare have
I'm about to say, bro, whoo, man.
Start calling this time for us.
But that does happen, though.
I want to ask
a lot.
What do you say now? I'm dealing with my own emotions.
Okay.
Okay.
Of people of lighter complexion, right?
Okay.
Caucasian.
But still, okay, Caucasian.
Taking credit, capitalizing off of our work, our own demise, our sacrifice, and our suffering. And now they're coming up and acting like they're not only the great white hope for white folk, but the great white hope for us. How do you feel about that, and how do we navigate around that? Because we need the allyship. We need the help, but we don't need them to be the face of it.
I think we have to do a better job finding their position within our movement for those who are going to have them present, because we don't give them barometers to operate by. And a big reason why, how far they incur into your movement and into your initiative. So if you're going to have white allies, those white allies have to be crystal clear about what their position is, what their position is not, because too often they end up having too much influence over what we do because of that unholy dollar they're donating to the movement.
I just had one came up and was talking about different things and due process. Now all of a sudden he's a voting rights act. Never mentioned it before in his life. And those are the things that we deal with, especially here in the South, to where they will smear your name.
Okay.
And then they will uplift. Come on now.
I got you. I got you.
This is not a secret.
Yes, sir.
It's nothing new.
Yes, sir.
They've been doing it.
Yes, sir. It's nothing new. But see, here's another problem I got with us, Baba. We make non-black people, whites and others, too comfortable in feeling that they have a right to be amongst us when we're discussing our most critical problems.
So we contribute to the place.
Yes, sir, because think about it, Baba. Rarely do you see an all-black community meeting. There's always somebody there from another community. But you can never go to a Chinese community meeting and find anything but Chinese.
So how do we unify, knowing that all these dynamics and innuendos exist? How do we still unify?
Because we got to be crystal clear that there's nothing wrong about prioritizing your race. One of the problems with religion, Baba, religion in the 21st century has made black people feel it's like it's a sin.
You know, that's another good observation there. Says it's funny, Umar's always interviewed on shows hosted by guys, but he's always stereotypes black men as rappers, athletes with no education. He always gets away with it, and it's amazing. Now, I'll say this right here. It's been a long time since Umar Johnson's been, well, the last time I saw him interviewed by a female once was when he was giving a tour to this woman of FDMG, right? I remember that he went through the doors he just had freshly made. And the other time was when he was outside by the FDMG Rock. He was selling these freaking these hoodies. And he was talking about how, he was signed to bitches. Remember that? That was the last two times I seen him being interviewed by a woman. And there was no pushback. It was basically promotional, right? I haven't seen Dr. Umar Johnson be interviewed by a female that actually came with, questions and, relevant information and things like that. Because I believe Umar Johnson's afraid to be questioned by a female. Even though he promotes them so much, I believe that he's afraid that he'll get shot by one, like how what's the name? God dog, just stayed in my mind. How Cheyenne Bryant got done. I believe he's afraid he'll get exposed if he actually interviews with a black woman. I don't think he's gonna ever do that.
To put your blackness first, right? In the church, you can't put your blackness first. But
when was this? Ethiopian woman had him on her podcast and he was sitting on her. Didn't know that.
Arab is a Muslim, but he's an Arab first. The East Indian is a Muslim, but he's an East Indian first. The white man is a Muslim, but he's a white man first. We got to learn how to prioritize who we are. We prioritize the religion and not who we are, which denies us our privacy. How can you...
Like mine. Why are you here with me? And President Donald Trump indicted, and a sitting president's son, Hunter Biden, indicted by the same DOJ, and you in here with me, who was they made for?
He'll never go with Anton Dan. He will never do that.
Right,
Ever.
right.
Never.
Because the lines and the terms are clear. The boundaries are clear, right? We agree to disagree over you not funding them.
They become posthumous.
Okay,
So now
heavy.
you're
That's
not
heavy.
working to build. You're not working
you
to
said
get.
when you get to the peak, you on your way
I do agree
down.
with that. He only wants women as
The apex,
fans.
be at your apex. Because the peak, it ain't nothing to go. You go down. You slide down, it's going back down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like that. I like that. I want to say, well, let me say this, Bob. This is my first time in a long time doing a first time. You follow me? In other words, I can't remember the last time I came to a city for the first time. And they always memorable. For good or for bad. So today is going to be memorable. I don't know why. You might know why already. I don't. But today is going to be memorable. And I just want to meet all my black brothers and sisters from Dothan, Alabama. As I said, maternal bloodline comes down to this area through Blakely. So I just want to see the energy, study it. I want to see how we think down here, how we act, how we feel. Because although we're all black, there are regional nuances to the way we do things.
Umar Johnson. What's the day? It's Monday, right? Hopefully you are nowhere near Dothan, Alabama at this point. Hopefully you're nowhere near Alabama at this point. We don't care. Yes, there's plenty of nuances, but you don't need to know what Alabama nuances. Get your ass out of there, gonna stay. Get out of Alabama.
There's regional nuances, Bobby. You know how to...
Virgin ground.
Yeah.
Virgin ground. This is what's called. This is not only. Let me give you this real quick before I go into ask you.
Yes, sir.
This is not only Alabama. This is what's called the wiregrass. A lot of people don't
The
even know
wiregrass.
history of the wiregrass.
What's...
And so what ended up happening was we have a development here and the reason people like me and others that are attacked because of our voices, because of our teachers, because of our truth. But now you here. So what ends up happening is now we got you here, Doc, and what you're doing here is breaking
ground.
And it's virgin ground.
Virgin ground.
You don't even know the reverberation that has went through before you even got here.
Reverberation.
Wow.
And now the waves and the tides could come on in.
Come on in.
Developing so much. And unity is coming about. White and black people are coming together, especially in our schools right now.
Yeah.
There ain't no coincidence Ashley got you here. One of our biggest problems we got right now is with our school board. And our children reading 8th and 9th grade.
The teachers are mostly what here? What's the
racial?
racial... The teachers, the teaching core.
You already said it.
It's mostly Caucasian.
Mostly Caucasian in our public school.
Okay.
So what's happening is we got our children that are reading at such a 4 and 5 and 6 grades lower, and we went to bring consultants in, got our first black superintendent.
Current.
Okay. And the fight went on.
Okay.
There's $600,000 in the war chest for them to get consultants. That's earmarked for consultants, and they still voted against it.
Wow.
Yeah, we got a 4-3 board. 3 blacks, 4 whites. Okay. And so they don't realize the contribution that they're making to sending them to prison.
Okay.
And I call that out. And now here you come. Woo!
Wow.
You gotta understand.
Well, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It was your closing remark.
I'm looking forward to it, brothers and sisters. Dr. Umar Johnson is in the building, the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Get to the Dothan Civic Center today, 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. I'm speaking at 2. Come tell me you like me. Come tell me you hate me. Tell me whatever you want to say. I'm yours for the day. Dothan, Alabama. I'm in the building. Pull up. Montgomery come. Birmingham come. Tuskegee come. Selma come. We want all of Black Bama today celebrating Juneteenth, our ancestors, the broken chains. And if anybody needs to reach me by text message, you can hit me on my phone, 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. My direct cell phone. Looking forward to seeing Dothan, Alabama today. I'm back. My maternal grandfather's hometown, Blakely, Georgia. I'm hoping some of the Blakely, Georgia Africans come on over and say, I'm from your grandfather's hometown. I'm looking forward to it. Peace and Pan-Africanism.
God bless y'all, man.
Peace and Pan-Africanism indeed. If you're still here, thank you. I'm glad you're still here. Where's my... If you're still here, thank you. I know it's a long time. A lot of hypocritical information was given in this radio interview. Of course, y'all heard it. Yeah. FDMG, we're still waiting on the Jamaican building inspector. And he's got an education system he's waiting to put in place. And he's in Dothan, Alabama talking this shit like he usually does. But just wait, because the next live stream I do, you're going to be even more disgusted. Just believe me when I tell you, all right? If nobody comes before I do, it's coming down the pike, all right? So, let me get ready to close out here. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. There we go. So, in the poll, is Umar Johnson, why does Umar Johnson take so many pictures with women? 7% said he's protecting them. 74% said he's flirting with them, and 19% said it's consciousness over the cookies. Thank you all for participating in the poll, and continue to participate in the poll as we close out. Again, if anybody feels it on your heart to financially contribute to the channel, hit that join button on your way out to become a member of the channel, okay? You can also hit the super thanks if you're on the replay gang. Of course, on your way out, you can hit the super chat, or you can hit my Cashapp. It's up there, $ Mr. Normie. You can hit the my locals, join my social media pages here, The Working Man on X and Instagram. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Crimson Slide. Not the Crimson Slide. You're making a mockery of my good state. Thank you. I can't see the gifts, but thank you, Janita Borm. Thank you very much. Where is it?
I'm gracious, but I'm not.
Thank you for the thumbs up and
content.
the 10 jewels. Thank you. I appreciate that. And again, everyone, as I close out, because, wait a minute, make sure I get that right. There we go. All right. Okay. As we close out, everyone, I hope everybody enjoyed their Monday. Hope everybody has a good start to your week today. All right. Start off strong. Hope everybody had their cup of coffee, the Monster, or whatever they did to motivate yourself for the week. Hope everybody has a blessed week this week. And we will be back with more Umar Johnson shenanigans here very soon. So, my name is Nicholas J. Fury. Here where reality checks are free, you are in here with the most laziest YouTuber, the Working Man Podcast. Thank you for your participation and your financial contributions to the channel, to this work. And as I always like to close out and say, everyone, reality checks are free. See you next time.
Baby, you give me ice and fire.
up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight oil. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight oil. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight oil. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh.
And remember, y'all, it's consciousness over the cookies. It's politics over the punani.